Hey liebe Leute, willkommen zurück zu Let's Play Foolish Mortals für den PC. Im letzten Part haben wir nach längerer Pause weitergemacht und uns ganz viele neue Orte angeschaut. Ich glaube so, ich sag der Part, neue Orte, wow. Und würden jetzt mit Evelyn Stoker reden. Ein ganz kleiner Disclaimer, so die ersten, ja, wahrscheinlich 5 bis 10 Minuten dieses Parts sind ausnahmsweise nicht blind, denn ich habe vor ein paar Tagen diesen Part schon mal aufnehmen wollen und habe nach so circa 10 Minuten gemerkt, oh, hab vergessen auf den Aufnahmeknopf zu drücken. Genau, dadurch kenne ich jetzt die 2 Gespräche schon und genau, aber viel mehr dann auch nicht. Hello, Evelyn. Hallo, Stoke.
Yes?
Hi.
Hey.
What are you working on?
One of the most romantic articles this newspaper's ever seen. Francois Fogg, Dead Nettle's local pharmacist, is reuniting with his long-lost love after 14 years apart, thanks to this newspaper's personal ads column.
What a lovely story.
That's right. She mailed in a letter she wanted printed. Her former sweetheart saw it, and now they're on track to see each other again. Eventually.
Eventually?
Well, that's a bit of an administrative issue. In the letter we received, she told him to meet her in her Texas hometown of Magnolia. Due to a tiny typesetting error, he's now on a 6-week voyage to Mongolia. But doesn't it warm your heart how far people will go for love?
Was Interessanteres? Na.
Don't you have more interesting stories to write about?
The crackpots this island calls a population wouldn't know something interesting if they paid for it. Which they hardly do.
Wir sind für den
Believe
Schatz
me,
hier.
I've tried to get juicier stories. Scouring the island, doorstop interviews, hiding under windows.
You eavesdrop on people through their windows?
It's called investigative reporting.
Ich investigative Reporter auch was, und zwar bei Momentum.
I'm doing some research on the treasure of Belmore Manor.
Have you found it?
Well, no, not yet. I've just started looking.
Then don't waste my time. Come back when you've got the goods.
Okay, chill. Geist haben wir
You might
gesehen.
not believe this, but I saw a ghost inside Belmore Manor.
You know what? You're right, McCallan. I don't believe it. Really? You've been on this island how long? And you're already starting to sound as loopy as a local.
Have you ever written an article on the disappearance at Belmore Manor?
What a waste of column inches. Leave it. That's my advice. There's no story in it.
No story.
Not one that anyone would believe. And I've got advertisers breathing down my neck.
What do you think went on?
Practically everyone on this island thinks there was some kind of sorcery involved.
Aber?
No one is looking at the reality. If I write up my research, no one on the island will believe me. If I write their wackadoodle theories, I'll be laughed out of the industry.
Aber woran glaubst du?
You can tell me what you've uncovered about Belmore Manor. Trust me, at this point, few things would surprise me.
I heard the Belmore Trading Company was losing revenue. Its profits eaten up by who knows what ventures those brothers had going on. I've seen the records. The company was privately owned, sure. But when you've got pressure building and the sharks are circling, you've got to shore up your defenses. I think that's why the Belmores persuaded Abigail to marry John Rackham.
Marry someone she didn't love?
But he didn't love her either. He was just after the company, so he hires the sailor to seduce her, convince her there's more to life than Devil's Rock. And as soon as she marries Rackham, they split, never to see each other again. He inherits the lot, and she disappears with her lover boy sailor to who knows where.
Well, why do you think all the guests disappeared?
They bumped them off to cover their tracks. Either one of them could have been sunning it up in Sarasota ever since. But imagine me writing that into a piece of serious journalism.
Spannende Theorie. Ich glaube noch nicht dran.
Did you know Comptroller Grimes?
How could I forget him? The guy was a walking, talking migraine generator.
Surely you shouldn't speak of the dead like that.
Why not? I spoke plenty worse about him when he was alive. Anyway, I'm sure everything happens for a reason. And hopefully that reason is to increase my circulation numbers. Everything's connected, you know. Have you ever heard of the butterfly effect? I suspect it works for moths, too, because I can never get the damn things out of here. Some people say that if a man breaks wind in Alabama, it can cause a hurricane in Fiji.
I think I shared a train car with that guy on my way here.
All right.
Keep your eye. There are secrets on the island. And it's my job to run advertisements next to them.
So sympathisch. Okay, jetzt muss ich noch mal kurz gucken, hier am Steg das Gespräch. Ah ja, das hatte ich auch.
I saw the ghost bride inside
Nicht
the
aufgenommen.
house.
Blast it, Murphy. Don't say I didn't warn you. This island has had its fair share of the macabre. The best way to deal with it is to leave well enough alone. Why are you searching for that treasure anyway?
Well, it's my job. The state's claim on that money runs out at 8 a.m., and I'm supposed to find it.
You seem pretty passionate about something that's just for work. What are the odds you draw an assignment like that?
Well, I might have made my own luck there. They wouldn't normally authorize an investigation so close to the statute of limitations running out, especially on a 30-year-old cold case. But thrust a stack of forms in front of the boss 5 minutes before clocking off on a Friday afternoon, and he doesn't care what he's signing.
Well, let's just hope he wasn't signing your death warrant.
Schauen
Most
wir
of my
mal, ne?
investigations don't amount to more than counting paperclips in a municipal building or going cross-eyed over receipt rolls in a courthouse. When I found that old case folder tucked behind the filing cabinet, its only lead, a water-stained magazine, talking about a real-life haunted house, how could I pass it up?
Ey, ganz ehrlich, ich hätte es wahrscheinlich nicht gemacht.
I spoke with Dr. Moray. He thinks we can make contact with the ghosts.
Moray is a charlatan and a fool. Only got into hoodoo and voodoo a few years ago. Before that, he was an actor over at the Calliope Theater, and not a very good one. He's the only person I know who directed and starred in a one-person production of The Pirates of Penzance. And that's because all the rest of the cast dropped out rather than work with him. He's always been searching for respect and recognition. Who would have known he found it by living in the swamp and reeking of incense?
Ach, wir hatten noch eine ganz gute Zeit mit ihm, ne?
Don't you believe in voodoo?
I certainly do. I just don't think Moray's got any more control of it than the rooster has control of the sunrise. His understanding of voodoo amounts to whatever he's gleaned from one of those horror pictures Ventura Studios puts out at the movie palace.
Würde ich auch gern
My
sehen.
mama used to know all about it. God rest her soul. Voodoo isn't some made-up Hollywood magic, Mac. Voodoo's a real religion. It's about community, about belonging, and about searching for something more than flesh and blood. It's not the snake oil he peddles.
Okay, aber was denkst du, ist denn da so passiert
What do
hier?
you think happened at Belmore Manor?
Now, there's a tale I don't like to tell.
Can I persuade you to tell it anyway?
I have a feeling I ain't gonna get any rest until I do. You know about Miss Belmore, the bride, engaged to the sailor? Nah, the way I hear, Mr. Rackham was over the moon with her. Such an upstanding fellow. I won't have a bad word said against him. Now, he realized that the sailor was going through terrible lengths to ensnare his bride, and Mr. Rackham tried to save her. I heard that the sailor caught on to this and tricked Rackham into giving the lady a gift. That's what made everything go topsy-turvy.
What was the gift?
There are places in the Caribbean that trade things more elusive than gold. Ungodly things.
Do you think the disappearance was caused by voodoo?
And that's what my mama used to say. If you're not careful, that stuff can go to your head.
Why won't you hear a word against Mr. Rackham?
He gave me my first work on this island, right here on these docks. And I'm still here to this day. He may have worn a scowl, but he don't judge a banana by its peel with people like him, Mac. When I looked into his eyes, all I saw was ambition.
What work did you do?
Loading and unloading the ships that came in. Of course, they just don't do that anymore. Dead Nettle's a forgotten town. Maybe that's for the best.
Okay, Ned.
No luck
Angeln.
fishing?
Not a bite, Mac. The Bengoza fish just ain't snapping for me today. Shame, too, because I'm planning on firing up my grill later. And the tastiest catch in these waters.
How do you catch a Pencosa fish?
With hours of patience and decades of practice. You ever wrestled a rod before?
Just the once. I went fishing on Lake Erie, but the only thing I caught was a cold. What do you do with the fish you catch?
A couple I saved for myself. And the rest I sell to the Captain's Club. They fancy them up with lemon lobsters, slawfish, something or other. But everyone knows the best way to cook them is to grill them.
Catch you later, Ned.
See you around, Mac.
To make use of that, I needed something to weigh.
So, meine Stimme verabschiedet sich gerade aus irgendwelchen Gründen. Es gibt noch 3 kleine Sachen, die ich im letzten Part, also nicht im letzten Part, noch gemacht habe in der Aufnahme, die nicht aufgenommen hat. Wahrscheinlich war es doch länger als 10 Minuten, wenn wir jetzt schon bei 10 Minuten sind. Als erstes habe ich, wie ging das
It
nochmal?
was a mechanical... I decided to leave. Hey, Ned, do you mind if I borrow your knife?
If you need it, Mac, just bring it back to me later tonight, would you? If I'm lucky with my catch, I'll be firing up the grill. You're invited to join me, of course.
So, das war das eine, was ich noch gemacht habe. Und
I decided...
dann habe ich noch, kann ich hier, komm, steg nochmal. Dann habe ich noch meinen Fisch gewogen. Also das kenne ich jetzt entsprechend leider auch schon. Auch die
I hung
Lösung.
the fish on the scales.
You caught a Pencosa? They're the most delicious fish around here, especially grilled. But you'll never beat Squib's record.
Squib?
Jebediah Squibb, the Cajun catcher he calls himself. Last week at the dead of the docks, Squibb caught the heaviest pincosa on record. Got his photograph on the front page of the newspaper and everything. Now how am I gonna rest while he brags and boasts about it every single night?
So, und den Rekord, den können wir aber natürlich künstlich brechen.
With its innards made of cotton and material scraps, the fish's weight was distinctly unimpressive.
Aber wie wäre das denn mit einem
The
Hufeisen da
ripped
drin?
seam as an opening. I placed the horseshoe inside the taxidermy fish. Now it was heavy.
Und jetzt...
Mac, does that say what I think it does? You've been holding back on me. That breaks Squibb's record.
McAllen! How does it feel to have decimated the town record in your first few hours on the island?
How did you hear about this so fast?
It's my job to know about things fast. Now, I'm asking the questions here. Where'd you get the fish, McAllen?
Well, it was a mighty battle on the southern coast. Its fins strong as a motor, its mouth as fierce as a tiger's. I paused dramatically to allow my fishing prowess to wash over them.
What rod did you use?
Wooden one?
I mean, what make?
You know, I didn't use a rod.
You caught the fish without a rod?
It was more one-on-one. Mono, fisho.
You wrestled a fish?
And I won.
Well, as much as it pains me to say it, you're the cover story in the next edition of the Juniper Parish Gazette.
Ja, Mann.
This is why I'm not getting a Pulitzer.
I've got to hand it to you, Mac. That fish is a whopper. I don't know how you got it, but as long as it keeps Squibb quiet at the porch party tomorrow, I ain't complaining.
Kann ich die
I'd
wieder
had
mitnehmen?
enough of carrying these suspiciously heavy fish around. I decided to leave it there.
Ich würde ihn wieder ins Wasser werfen. Okay, und die letzte Kleinigkeit, die ich noch gemacht hatte, war, ich habe gesehen, dass hier die Tür auch noch offen ist. Bin da reingegangen und habe mit dieser Figur gesprochen und während des Gesprächs ist mir dann aufgefallen, oh fuck, die Aufnahme läuft nicht. Okay, was ist das denn hier? Ein Springbrunnen?
There was nothing in the fountain except a rim of moss and dirt that made it look like a stained toilet.
Okay, hello, Oberkellner.
Good evening. He looked past me like I was invisible, as though if he ignored me hard enough, there was a chance I'd disappear. I said good evening.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were talking to me.
There's no one else here.
Wishful thinking on my part. Have you taken a wrong turn, sir?
I'm just having a look around.
Well, make it a quick one, and I shall need to know your name.
Murphy McAllen, and who do I have the pleasure of speaking to?
My name is Felix Greer, maitre d', bartender, and acting manager of the Captain's Club. When Mr. Perkins has the night off.
Captain's Club, an dich könnte ich also theoretisch die Fische verkaufen, ha?
What is this place?
This, sir, is the Captain's Club, a private members club for current and retired sea and riverboat captains. We are highly exclusive. Are you a captain?
He asked with a smugness that told me he already knew the answer.
I
Ja.
thought not.
Oh.
Then may I recommend a swift exit? You'll find a convenient egress to your starboard side. If you like, I can give you a good swift kick in the right direction, sir. And don't feel a need to stop walking until your ankles get soggy.
Ey, aber ich hab die Titelstory.
I'm looking for the lost treasure of Belmore Manor.
Oh, goody! Another young adventurer seeking fame, fortune, or some combination of the
Das ist jetzt
two.
schon neu für mich.
Just the local color Dead Nettle has been lacking.
Aber erzähl, was weißt du denn
What do you
darüber?
know about the lost treasure?
Do you think you're living in a storybook?
Yeah.
Weathered maps, talking parrots?
Yeah.
X marks the spot?
Yeah.
Grow up, you silly boy. Captaincy is a noble skill that doesn't need to be trivialized with childish tales of lost treasure.
You must have some thoughts on the disappearance.
On moonlit nights, when the waves crash against the rocks, the captains of this club
ist denn nervig?
charmed by this very mystery. Did you know Abigail Belmore's fiancé was a sailor who worked on the ships? Some of the old boys here even worked with him. They say he loved her, as true as a captain loves the sea. But she was a temptress, a siren. She scuttled that sailor's heart, consumed by a voodoo premonition that she had to fulfill. More beautiful than a mermaid, and twice as fishy.
What did she do?
After months of engagement, she broke it off and chose to marry an officer of the company instead, on their very wedding day.
Why did she do that?
The rumors I've heard are that they discovered something in the Caribbean. Something wicked. Something that consumed them and drove them to heinous acts. The Belmore brothers swore their crew to secrecy, and the men were loyal to their word. But the rot in the rope was that sister, Abigail. People say that whatever they discovered took hold of her. With the sailor's broken heart and the officer's resources, she was about to unleash something terrible. Until the disappearance halted her evil plans.
Do you think that's true?
Of course not. It's all nonsense.
Das war so klar.
Captains do love to outperform each other with such tales on a dull evening.
Oh, ist ja anstrengend.
What makes you think I'm not a captain?
For one thing, you lack the grizzle, the crustiness, the essential R of a captain.
Oh,
How do I get those?
Years of exposure to saltwater and a sullen, uncooperative crew, I should think.
habe ich
You
alles.
even have a boat.
Natürlich.
Actually, I did have one earlier this evening, but an alligator fell on it. Admittedly, it was only 3 inches long.
It isn't the size that
True.
matters, sir. It's the motion of the ocean. Tell me, have you ever captained a three-rigger through a tropical typhoon?
Yeah.
Have you ever run the rapids of the Mississippi without hitting a single reef?
Yeah.
Wind in your sails, fire in your furnace, waves beneath your keel?
Ja.
Have you?
Well, it's a little complicated.
In what way?
I get seasick.
Is the club busy tonight?
Well, we haven't opened yet, but if it's like last week, it'll be quite the lively soiree. I could barely keep up.
The members here like to have a good time?
That's right, sir. Both of them. This town sure isn't what it used to be.
Wie war's denn mal? Oder was ist los?
What's
Was
happened
passiert?
to Dead Nettle?
Do you think you've wandered into the Tourist Information Center? I can assure you, you'll never meet a tourism official who dresses with this much panache. Stuart LePew, head of the Devil's Rock Historical Society, looks like a thrift store had a crisis of conscience and threw up on him.
I was just hoping to talk to someone
What?
so obviously knowledgeable about the area.
Ja,
Well, yes, that is true. I am plagued with an encyclopedic knowledge of the locality.
Einfach Komplimente
My
machen und er
concierge duties
labert.
require it. I have a spiel.
Felix pushed out his chest like this was his moment in the limelight, his eyelids half closing as he performed before imagined crowds.
Welcome, hardy traveler, to our quaint port town of Dead Nettle. Once this town you see around you was a hub of commerce, a beacon for ships bravely navigating between America, Europe, and the Caribbean. With the unfortunate dissolution of the Belmore Trading Company, our town has settled into a quieter life, perfect for the sailor ready to hang up their cap. We hope that you enjoy your time in our cozy town and perhaps explore some of the local sites here in Dead Nettle. Well,
Excuse me?
I was expecting applause.
Halt die Schnauze.
Is there any way to prove I'm a captain?
You might show me your captain's license. As I'm sure you know, the state of Louisiana requires all captains of both river and sea to carry one. But don't try to foist off a fake on me. Last week, we had someone present a license with a photograph distinctly unlike their contemporary appearance. The photograph was clearly of someone a good deal older than them, with more facial hair, and most importantly, one less eye.
You know, I quite like being out at sea.
Oh, really, sir?
Bobbing along the ocean waves, up and down, like one of those roller
is.
coasters at Lunaland. Up and down and up and down.
If sir would please be quiet. Else I expect there'll be a few waves of something coming out of my mouth any moment.
Ned told me he sells fish to you. What do you serve here?
Captains.
Right, yes, I mean by way of food.
The Captain's Club serves a dazzling array of sea-sourced dishes, from our house special jambalaya to my personal favorite, Devil's Rock Pancoza, pan-seared with lobster slaw and citrus crawfish beer blanc. In all honesty, it's not very popular. Most of the clientele are absolutely sick of seafood by the time they get ashore.
Fair.
Just the sight of it makes them queasy.
Fair.
What about drinks?
Listen, if you're from the Prohibition Bureau, we've cleared all of that up with Officer Moe. Fines were paid, items changed hands, and now we're clear.
I'm not from any Prohibition Bureau.
Then forget I said anything. The Captain's Club is strictly teetotal, in line with federal law. Now, if certain members wish to bring in their own medicinals, then we're happy to provide the accompanying aids. Ice, tonic, mixers, and the like, but we serve no alcohol on the premises.
Okay, das war ja wirklich sehr viel für gar nichts. Sehr, sehr viel Gelaber für gar nichts. Was ist denn das hier? Ne, das war schon. Haben wir sonst noch irgendeinen Laden oder so, der noch offen ist? War hier links nicht noch ein Gebäude, was am Anfang noch zu war? Hier drüben? Ja, das hier. Doubloons irgendwas. Moin.
Oh, my second customer of the night. I don't know if I can handle such a rush. Welcome, young man, to Doubloons Jewelry. Oh, the riches to fill your britches. Jewels, silver, gold, the finest things for you to behold. Whom do I have the pleasure of meeting?
My name's Murphy McCallan.
Oh, a pleasure to meet you. My name's Jasper Crumb, owner and proprietor. Are you looking for something valuable while you're here on the island?
Funnily enough, I am.
Is there a special someone in your life? Looking for an apology gift, perhaps? I've sold more missed anniversary necklaces and drunken fumble earrings than I can count.
No, I don't need anything like that.
Then how about something for yourself? You look like a working man. Could I interest you in a pocket watch?
Actually, I had one up until about an hour ago. Traded it to a glowing green guy for a magic pouch. As the words left my lips, I realized I sounded like a character from Jack and the Beanstalk.
Pardon me?
I'm just here to browse.
Browse away, young man. I'll be here if you need me.
Okay. Vitrine.
The cabinet proudly displayed all manner of gold and silver creations. Watches, necklaces, pendants, and more. All made in-house by the jeweler.
Ist ein Schleifstein. Kann ich das da schleifen oder polieren?
Excuse me, would you be able to polish a brooch for me?
Let me take a look. Oh, well, 18-karat yellow gold, filigree wirework in a handcrafted floral motif, and round, brilliant cut ruby, if I'm not mistaken, made to fit a music box?
That's right. How did you know that?
I know my own handiwork anywhere. Now, how did you get a hold of it?
Oh, just a gift.
What a generous gift indeed. Well, we do offer free polishings on all items purchased here, so I'd be very happy to shine her up for you. Please, bear with me for a moment.
Ja, gönn dir. Oh, jetzt kann ich hier Sachen machen.
There is no reason to use the microscope without something to magnify.
Moment mal, er ist jetzt gerade beschäftigt? Oh, ist schon fertig, okay. Hätte ich in der Zeit jetzt sein Geld klauen können oder so?
Go, shining like a firefly's rear end. I'm afraid the clasp on the back has broken off. You weren't planning on wearing it soon, were you?
I wasn't planning on wearing it at all.
There's no shame in indulging yourself every once in a while. Lord knows I can appreciate the comfort and empowerment a pair of hosiery can bring. Anyway, we don't have any replacement clasps in stock, but I can put it in order. In the meantime, here's a button magnet that should hold it in place.
Dankeschön.
As long as you're not too vigorous with it.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Wirklich sehr, sehr viele Items. Jetzt kann ich mit dem Magneten irgendwas Cooles machen.
I couldn't do... That didn't work. Nope.
Nee, ich wüsste auch nicht warum. Und ich glaube, hier brauche ich auch keinen Magneten, ne? Schießpulver, Knochen, Sargnägel. Sargnägel, vielleicht... Okay.
It was a...
Nein, geh raus. Was ist mit dem Goldfisch?
No way I could carry a fishbowl full of water and a live goldfish around with me.
Okay, ich habe eine Idee. Kann ich das nochmal? Kannst du es nochmal polieren?
Could you polish my brooch?
Hand her over.
The neck of the bottle was far too narrow for the...
Ah, okay.
I didn't need...
Na, okay, dann nevermind. Aber irgendwie kann ich den mitnehmen. Good to know. Dankeschön.
Thank you.
Was ist mit dem Fach noch?
The cabinet was filled with precious jewels, geodes, and fossils next to a small sign that read, Treasures of the Earth.
Okay, ich habe mich mit dir noch gar nicht unterhalten, wirklich.
How's
Erzähl
business
mir.
tonight?
You're not a millionaire with an enraged fiancé, are you?
I'm not, no.
I didn't think so. Then business tonight is about as lively as a snail drinking decaf. The only other customer I had in here tonight was more interested in the provenance of fossils than the shiny stuff. Booked a private viewing, and then didn't buy anything. Can you believe it? first time in weeks the shop gets a private viewing, and all they're interested in is bones.
You sell fossils, too?
I sell all the treasures of the earth. If it's under the ground and I can sell it, I'm interested.
I hear Burke and Hare had the same philosophy.
Habe ich da irgendwas, was ich ihm... Wahrscheinlich nicht.
I'm looking for lost treasure.
I'd say you found it. Everything inside these four walls is a treasure, handmade to the finest quality.
I mean a specific treasure. The lost treasure of Belmore Manor.
Well, if you find it, bring it in here for an appraisal. I'll give you a good price. But that's a pretty big if, isn't it?
Ja, ich finde das schon.
What do you know about Belmore Manor?
Oh, it's a tragedy what went on there. But I know what I think. Black magic.
Black magic?
That's right. While some of us make an honest living around these parts, there are others who are lured in by the darker depths of the sea.
Who do you think that was?
Well, it's simple, isn't it? Abigail used to stop by here all the time, taking a gander at the rings and the necklaces. She was a lovely young girl who always saw the best in people. And Mr. Rackham, he was a model for how to run a good business. Honest and decisive. Now, that only leaves one person, doesn't it?
The sailor?
Exactly. I'd heard rumors about black magic going on inside Belmore Manor. I think he was casting his spell on Abigail, making her fall in love with him.
Okay.
Why else would someone as rich as her want to marry someone like him? He certainly couldn't afford the rings and necklaces that caught her eye. I think, come the night of the wedding, she wised up.
So
That's
materialistic.
why she decided to marry Mr. Rackham after all. A much more responsible choice for the company.
Investigate the Belmore story. Warum habe ich denn jetzt ein Achievement bekommen? Okay.
What are you selling?
We specialize in jewelry and precious stones. Rings, necklaces, earrings, and brooches in this cabinet to my left. Gems, geodes, and fossils in this cabinet to my right. You'd be surprised at how much of an impact some stones can make. My family can tell you that. We also offer a free polishing service on all purchases from the shop. Just bring it in and we'll shine it up for you. Our little thank you to our loyal customers.
How do you know what jewelry was purchased here?
I handcraft everything this shop sells. I have an encyclopedic knowledge of our wares, Mr. McAllen, going back decades.
Was kann ich klauen?
What's the most valuable thing in here?
I suppose that depends on how you value things, doesn't it?
In dollars and cents?
Yes, I used to value things that way. But a lack of business has a way of making you more philosophical about these things. Now I'd say the most valuable thing here is Granny.
Granny? Your grandmother is in here?
That's right. In the fishbowl. Granny is my goldfish.
What the fuck?
You named your goldfish Granny?
Yes, it was the most wondrous thing. The same day my grandmother Bethesda died, I was out at the local fun fair, and I won this goldfish on the ring toss. When we got home, every time we mentioned Bethesda, that little fish jumped out of the water and back on in. We think Granny's passed on into that fish. What do you think?
I mean this with no disrespect, but I think that's the craziest thing I've come across tonight, and I had a ghost bride trying to kill me.
We all have our quirks.
But don't goldfish only live for a few years? If she was your grandmother, she must have died sometime around the middle of the last century.
Oh, yes, that's right. Each time the goldfish dies, Granny's spirit hops into a new fish. We must be on Granny
Absolut.
number 44 by now.
Okay, ich bedanke mich bei dir.
What a nice young man. Isn't he, Granny? I couldn't have put it better myself.
Oh, ist der süß. Ich will den nicht entführen, aber ich habe das Gefühl, dass ich den entführen muss. Ich wollte gerne nochmal, wo war das? Hier, zur Spirit Queen, da hing doch dieser Beutel. Ich habe da jetzt eine Schere und ein Messer. Kann ich das damit vielleicht aufschneiden? Nur mal so als Idee.
I cut into the sack with the knife, revealing it to be full of corn.
Oh. Kann ich da mir einfach eine Handvoll einstecken?
I took the corn from the sack.
Weil so würde ich ja das Hühnchen rausbekommen eigentlich, oder? Hier in der Mühle. Korn. Und dann haben wir Federn. die wahrscheinlich hell sind, die wir dann in das Tintenfass
I
bei
scattered the
Mademoiselle
corn on the
reintun.
path. Mere seconds later, it attracted the attention of the curious chicken.
There we go. Oh, Maus! Oh, wie süß. Läuft ein bisschen komisch, aber fucking cute. Okay, kann ich dir irgendwie so eine Feder klauen?
I was glad nobody had seen that. I may have known how to handle a chicken drumstick, but wrestling the living version was altogether different.
Right. Mit dem
I may have
Schürhaken.
needed feathers, but I didn't want to hurt the chicken to get them.
Nee, eben. Luft.
If the chicken didn't want me to touch it, perhaps a blast of air could do the trick.
Ja, bitte. Ich weiß noch nicht, ob das schon so eine Feder löst, aber probieren wir es. Haha! Sorry, Bro. Mach du deinen Armbrot weiter, ich nehme die und sorry, es tut mir ja so leid. So. Und die müsste ich doch jetzt einfach nur in die Tinte hauen, oder? Oder irre ich? Oh nein, ich bin auf der falschen Seite. Dann habe ich schwarze Federn und die können doch dann
Murphy,
gleich in
I think
meinen...
we caught your personality
sorry.
perfectly in that photograph. Naive, simple, unsophisticated. Makes it all the more surprising that you actually accomplished something.
I wonder if I should have it framed.
That'll cost you.
Kann ich mir die angucken? Kann ich mir ein Exemplar nehmen?
Hey, those cost money, you know.
But it has my photograph on it.
The Do Not Serve board down at Spinelli's bar has my photograph on it. But that doesn't mean I can just pick it up and walk out with it, does it?
Okay. Kann ich es mir
A new
angucken?
edition of the local newspaper sat on the desk with a disturbing inclusion. My face right on the front page.
Kann ich vielleicht tauschen gegen einen Magnet? Nee, Moment, ich habe ja sogar Geld. Hier.
I'd like to buy a newspaper.
Finally, I get something out of you loitering in here. That'll be 1 cent, please.
There we go. Das ist günstig.
I picked up the newspaper. The fewer people that saw it, the better.
Oh.
The headline read, Island Newcomer Breaks Fishing Record, with my photograph printed in black and white.
Der in der vergangenen Woche von dem lokalen Fischer Jebediah Squib erzielte Rekordfang des Pencosa-Fisches wurde rasch von einem Neuling auf der Insel übertroffen, dem staatlichen Wirtschaftsprüfer Murphy McCallum. Squib hatte den schwersten Pencosa-Fisch seit Beginn der Aufzeichnungen vor fast 8 Jahrzehnten gefangen, aber er war dem vagabundierenden Neuling nicht gewachsen. Mit einem Gesicht, das vor Naivität, Einfältigkeit und Verwirrung nur so triefte, rang Murphy McClain um Worte, um seine unwahrscheinliche Leistung zu beschreiben. War es Anfängerglück, ein falsches Spiel? Was auch immer es war, wir können sicher sein, dass es nicht seine Angelkünste waren, denn Murphy McCarran sieht eher wie jemand aus, der am Ende einer Angelrute hängt, als wie jemand, der sie in der Hand hält. Murphy McCullows Anwesenheit auf der Insel wird uns allen sicherlich viel Vergnügen bereiten und wir wünschen ihm viel Erfolg bei seinen Ermittlungen hier. Aber wie lange wird sein Rekord halten? Informationen gesucht über eine vermisste 1933. Ey, danke für die vielen Fehler. Okay, Federn da rein.
Delicately, I dipped the feathers into the canister of ink.
It
When they
worked!
emerged, they were dyed jet black.
Ja, Mann. Und rein.
I placed the feathers into the gree-gree.
Sehr gut. Okay, Kreide weiß ich immer noch nicht. Schießpulver ist klar. Knochenfragment und Sargnägel wird wahrscheinlich beides auf dem Friedhof sein. Kreide bin ich mir noch sehr unsicher. Was wollen wir als nächstes machen? Wir hatten das mit der Schere schon probiert. Das ging nicht. Aber vielleicht können wir mit dem Messer hier hinten das Seil durchschneiden. Wofür die Schere quasi zu stumpf war. Hier an der Scheune. Vielleicht geht das. Da oben ist ein Knochenfragment. Fällt mir gerade auf. Komme ich da ran? Nice. Was ist das? Das ist kein Schießpulver. Schießpulver haben wir unten bei der Festung. Aber was ist das? Melasse.
I I wasn't going to touch the molasses with my bare hands. With the items I was borrowing across the island, some may have said I had sticky fingers, but this would have made it a little bit too literal.
Was soll ich da rein tun? Keine Ahnung. Schürhaken?
That didn't work.
Nee.
I needed to think of something else.
Ja, denke ich auch.
I couldn't do that.
Irgendwas, was kleben soll. Habe ich irgendwas, was kleben soll? Aktuell eigentlich nicht, ne? Nee. Okay, können wir hier rein? Aha. Ist da drin was oder komme ich jetzt einfach nur hier? Okay, gut.
I reached up to the cow skull and dislocated its grisly jaw.
Aber das könnte ja schon ausreichen, oder?
I placed the jawbone into the gree-gree.
Ey, richtiger Fortschritt heute. Gut, ja, das mit der Molasse müssen wir uns nochmal überlegen. Da habe ich jetzt gerade spontan noch keine Idee. Aber da kommen wir noch hin. So. For de l'amour. Wie war das hier? Wie könnte ich da rankommen?
The
Magneten?
cat wasn't going to be interested in it. I needed to think of something. With the newly polished brooch gleaming, I angled it towards the lantern, catching the light and reflecting a red beam on the wall.
Jo. Oh, und wir haben direkt Schwarzpulver, ey. Das ist ja richtig fix hier gerade. Ich bin ganz überrascht von dem Fortschritt. Guck mal, rein damit. Nee, nicht die Zeitung.
I placed the gunpowder into the gree-gree.
Okay. Dann fehlen jetzt noch die Sargnägel und die Kreide. Also Sargnägel, nein, Nägel ist klar, halt. Warte mal. War ich da schon mal drin? War die zu?
I jiggled.
Okay, Kirche. Wie könnte ich dich hier...
A rusty tin can sat on the ground. Its label read, Bloom's Canned Beef, family-sized. Appetizing.
Irgendwie muss ich dich hier...
I tied the twine to the uneven table and took up a hiding spot behind a nearby wall. It was time to wake the dead.
Ohne Knochenfragment zu bekommen, das haben wir schon.
Hello? Hello? Why is it so dark in here?
Huh? Who's that?
I'm stuck. Help! Help!
Mallory, if that's you again.
Get me out of this thing.
Oh no, not again.
Ist es der Priester?
Mister, are you okay? I'm so sorry. I was told... Mister? Oh, God darn it! Next time I see that girl, I'm gonna have a peewee-sized coffin all ready for her. A few hours locked in one of those should adjust her sense of humor.
Boah, kann ich mir die Leiche jetzt angucken? Kann ich dem noch was klauen, dem Pastor? Ist das makaber? Hi.
Searching the dead man's body was not something I wanted to do.
Okay, schade. Aber jetzt hat er hier gerade Sargnägel reingeworfen, nicht wahr?
I picked up the handful of discarded coffin nails from the tin.
Ey, Fortschritt!
I placed the coffin nails in the gree-gree.
So, jetzt habe ich wirklich das Problem, dass ich echt gar nicht mal so richtig weiß, wo ich Kreide herbekommen sollte. Wo könnte das sein? Kreide. Kann ich eigentlich in die Villa noch mal rein? Oder ist die zu und Tschüss zu? Oder komme ich wieder rein? Ich bin ja
I went
rausgesch...
to open the door into Belmore Manor, but the key was gone. I was sure I'd left it in the lock. I needed to think of something else. I couldn't do that.
Okay, kann ich da irgendwie anders
I
einbrechen?
didn't want to make a hole in that. That didn't work.
That didn't work. Okay. Habe ich jetzt erstmal nicht direkt eine Idee. Aber gut, der Part ist ja auch lang genug. Vielleicht machen wir hier an der Stelle erstmal Schluss. Wir haben ja gerade unglaublich viel Fortschritt random gemacht. Ist das Tagebuch? Nee, was ist denn das? Hä? Das wusste ich ja noch gar nicht, dass wir sowas haben. Hier sogar mit den Zielen. Du findest du Lösungen. Nee, das wollen wir nicht. Okay. Nee, wir wollen hierhin und speichern. Okay, liebe Leute. Dann war es das für diesen Part. Übermorgen um dieselbe Uhrzeit geht's weiter. Und schauen wir mal, ob wir da noch Kreide ausfindig machen können. Und dann sind wir mit dem Teil auch schon wieder durch. Yeah. Tschüss.